So today on Project Shop, we're actually going to be doing a ton of scrapping. We're literally going to go around the world of scrap. And also, we got somewhat of a clean bench going on here. Now, I have like a $5,000 goal that I want to try to get to today. I don't know if we're going to get there, but we're going to set the bar high and then achieve for even higher, if that's even possible. We literally have all the different types of scrap I have. We got wire, transformers, ballast, electric motors, AC compressors, light fixtures, LEDs. We got aluminum rads. I just sold the copper rads I had. A whole bin of Michael Jordan's wire here. So, and then literally a sea of scrap and an entire trailer almost overflowing over there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the wire. I got another bin down there and this bin. We're going to get the wire in here. This bin here is pretty much going to just be sorted out. Separate the number 2 from the Romex because there's a big price difference. Now, I don't strip Romex. I actually got some pricing today. And it is 12 o'clock. So we got half the day gone. We're going to be working late tonight. But I did spend all morning moving stuff and doing some other things. So these are the prices we're going to be going off of. I just got these about 5 minutes ago. And this is all the different stuff I'm going to have. So right now we're looking at Romex at $2.15 a pound. I believe I paid 70 cents a pound for that whole bin. So I'm going to make money on the number 2 insulated, which I get $1.08, so we'll get 38 cents a pound. And then there's some BX in there. We'll pull that off and turn that into number 1 insulate. And then the Romex $2.15. So we're going to more than double our money on the Romex. I think between the Romex and the number 1 insulated wire, I'm not going to strip. I think I can hit my first $1,000 for the day. So let me get set up on that. I'm just going to dump that bin out. And we're going to... I wish I had some more bins, but all my bins are occupied at the moment. So unfortunately, we might just have to bag the stuff up with those bags Dusty from Merchant Metals gave me. Oh man, dude, look at this. We got some unexpected nuggets. That's what I'm talking about, man. I thought this was all number 2. He told me it was all number 2. There is a nice little chunk of number 1 down the bottom of this. Let's throw this up here for now. That's definitely strippable. Let me bring you in for a little closer action here. A lot of communication cable. A lot of, oh, I consider that number 1. That's going with the number 1. We upgrading already. Yeah, what's number 1? Did I get a price on that? Number 1 is $2.75. So at 70 cents a pound, I'm gonna gain $2.05 a pound on that stuff. I'm all right with that. We got a lot of this communication. So we'll have to just sort through this real quick. I really wish I had some more bins, man. It's gonna suck bagging this up. The bins are so much easier to work with. But hey, we can't gripe about it. We're just gonna keep on moving. Pull out the nuggets. Oh, we definitely gonna hit $1,000. So I still got that whole bag right there. It's #1 insulated. And I still got a whole nother bin sitting outside of all of that is #1. Some of it will strip. Okay, it's kind of hot in here. I'm gonna have to turn them fans on and crank up some music to sort this real quick. But we'll get this, definitely get this sorted out. We got #1, a little bit of #1, some BX cable, which we'll pull that out and turn that into #1. Romex and #2. We basically got all the wire here. So that's a good start to our $5,000 goal. I mean, this is going to take a huge chunk. Now, I mean, some people probably say, oh, strip that Romex. Let me tell you, man, some Romex is worth stripping, like the really thick stuff. But this stuff here, you do gain, but my time, it's pennies, man. To strip all this Romex out, it wouldn't be worth it to me. Now, if I had a granulator and I could just be chucking it in while I'm out doing something else, and it was running it and then running it through, you know, a separator, yeah, maybe that'd be worth it, you know. But right now, for me, I'll just buy it and sell it, you know. Anytime you can more than double your money on scrap, man, that's a good deal. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna double our money on it and not play with it. But we will play with some of that #1. Look at this. That's all strippable. You know we'll be stripping that stuff there. So we're gonna get our little pile strippable, and everything else has gotta go. All right, so we went through that first bin and we wound up with 3 bags of #2 insulate. That was from before. 3 full bags of Romex. Now those are heavy. I mean, I could barely pick them up. And maybe like a half a bag of #1 insulate. Some more #1 insulate that I will strip. Got a couple nuggets in there. A little bit of bright and shiny, so we already got some high dollar for the bucket. Now I'm moving on to this next batch. Unfortunately, I already know because I bought it that way. That's aluminum, but the rest of this stuff is all #1. There's a little stragglers of #2 in there, and then I have this bag of BX cable. Now I was going to start pulling the wire out of the BX, but one of those BXs actually had like what looked to be a double insulated number 2 or something weird inside, where I was like, you know what, we're just going to let that slide the way it is. I rounded up. There's enough of it to where I'm okay with not messing with it. I'll just sell it as BX. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a price on BX, so I don't know what that's worth. I'm not going to call them back and bother them. So we're just going to guesstimate. I want to say it's $1.50 a pound, maybe. I don't know. We're just going to lowball that at $1 a pound. I'm pretty sure it's either right on par or just a little bit less than Romex. I'm not sure. But we got enough there. I'm okay with just selling that the way it is. We're just going to pull all the big stuff out of here that we're going to strip. We're just going to, I mean, by the time I'm done, I'm probably going to have 3 full bags of number 1 wire, 3 bags of Romex, 4 bags of number 2. We're going to have more number 2 coming when I start bringing stuff out of that trailer. But I think just what I'm looking at here, number one, Romex. I mean, if that's, let's say it's 150 pounds, 150, 300, 450 times 2, 15, or 212, or whatever it was. We're talking about almost 800 bucks right there. So we're gonna be well into our $1,000 goal with just the wire. We might be able to hit 2 grand. I think if I strip this wire and round up all the wire that I got, we'll probably hit 2,000 just on copper wire. So then we got to come up with like 3,500 on some other stuff. We do got some stragglers here. There's actually some nuggets over here, but that's all number 2. We will strip that. Might have to fire up the incinerator. I know I've been saying it for a while, but we might have to fire that baby up tonight. Get some extra cash that's been laying around here. I mean, I got those. Those can just be pulled, but we're gonna have to go through them. We're gonna split them later. I'm hoping Steve shows up sometime, man, because this is a lot of work. It took me 2 hours to sort that. Well, probably an hour and a half. I've been taking phone calls and whatnot, but I mean, that wasn't no small feat separating that. But being that I think I only paid 600 bucks for that, I'm all right, man. And it was just, I just weighed the whole bin and took it. So with the bright and shiny and the number 1 and all that number 1 there, dude, we're gonna be all right. Now I'm gonna try to keep that separated so I know how much I made just off of that. I probably should weigh that now because that's done. Get that out of the way. Anyway, I'm just gonna just keep going on this. I will keep it separated so I know what I got. Half of this is just going to be sold right off. We're going to pull out the nuggets, and then we're going to fire up the wire stripper. There's not a lot to strip today, but there are some nuggets in here worth stripping. We're going to get a little bit of bright and shiny. Probably not worth a 55-gallon drum. We'll probably just throw it in one of these bags, and then yeah. Then we're going to move on to some lights. We got a ton of lights. I mean, there's a lot of cast, heavy cast. We're probably going to have $1,000 just in cast aluminum, and then probably close to $1,000 in sheet aluminum, or at least I hope. I don't know. We don't have that much sheet, but we got a lot of cast aluminum. We got a lot of work to do, and we're burning daylight. So I'm gonna hit back on the time lapse real quick, sort this, then we'll come back, fire up the wire stripper, have ourselves a little stripping party, and then we'll weigh all this up, see where we're at, and see how much harder I'm gonna have to work today. I mean, I'm already soaked. My shirt's, my pocket is a little dry, but as you can see, I'm soaked, man. I'm actually get hydrated and then I'm gonna put the camera up, and then we're gonna get back to work. All right, this is what we have left to strip. Okay, and I just weighed up all that stuff, and I also just made a great contact for transmission fluid and oil. The guy stopped by, he was taking a look at that stainless barbecue. He might come by, I can buy it at scrap or scrap price. I told him I'd sell it to him, but he works for the transmission shop down the end of the corner, pretty big shop actually, and he basically says they pay $100 a month to get rid of oil, or every time the guy comes they pay $100. And I showed him my centrifuge, I showed him the totes, and he said he would actually separate the transmission fluid from the motor oil, which is cool. But they have probably 250 gallons sitting there, so that's 250 gallons at what, $3.50 a gallon that I could be saving money. So and they have transmission scrap, cases, cast aluminum, iron aluminum, steel. I showed them the oil filter press. So the oil thing is going to take off here in a minute. I'm going to be saving a bunch of money and gaining new scrap customers. I'm really stoked about it. But this is where we're at. So just on the Michael Jordan scrap, okay, which I paid $6.50 for. I lowballed the crap out of him because he told me there was a bunch of coaxial mixed in there. There was a little in there, it wasn't even that much. I just let it, we're gonna let it ride. We had 392 pounds of Romex at $2.15 a pound, $842. 80 pounds of #1 insulated that I'm not gonna strip, $2.70 a pound, $220. And then 324 pounds of #2 insulated, $1.08 a pound, $349.92 for a total of $1411.92 minus the $6.50. So just sorting that stuff, I've made $761.92. I am soaked. One, being out in the rain. Two, it's kind of hot, and we're going on 4 o'clock. So $700 something in 4 hours. That's not bad, but overall, this is where we're at. We're actually at, for my goal today, and we haven't even processed nothing. I just sorted scrap. We're at $2,161 for all that stuff. That includes the insulation that I had here. So we're well on our way to $5,000. I haven't even gotten any real copper. I think by the time I strip that, we might have about $800, $700-800 I'm gonna say. So we're gonna get really close to $3,000 just on the wire that I have sitting here, or that we're gonna strip. So if I get 800 or so, which we would need at $3.90 a pound, we would need 200 pounds of copper. And I don't know, we might have it. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm starving. I got me a banging Publix Boar's Head Italian sub. If y'all don't know what that is, if anyone's ever been to Florida or wherever there's a Publix, they make amazing subs. And I'm gonna go enjoy one. Then we're gonna get out here and strip some wire. And then I'm gonna call Steve and see if I can't get him over here to help me, because I haven't even touched the trailer. I mean, there's probably $3,000 worth of scrap sitting in that trailer. So who knows, we might blow by the $5,000 goal. So let's see what we can do. But I need some energy to do all that. So let's get some lunch, and then we're gonna get back out here and start hustling. Plus, I need to put my boots on because it's raining and my feet are wet, man. And I'm soaked. I might even change. I don't like working soaking wet. So we'll see where we're at. All right, we are dialed in now to strip some wire. We got ourselves an empty drum. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna fill it. Probably get half a drum, maybe. So we're gonna start with the big stuff, my favorite. You know, we like them nuggets. Then we're gonna work our way down to the smaller stuff. I don't think this is gonna take long at all. Steve might be on his way. I talked to him earlier. And hopefully he comes by and I can get done with this, and then we can get on that trailer. I'd really like to get that trailer done tonight and get all that aluminum sorted, and then get on to some transformers. I got some transformers on the table, plus what's in there. We're gonna have a nice nugget of copper. Dag, man, I must be getting really good. I ran that copper and it fell right in the bucket. It's loading itself. That stuff went pretty quick. The rest of the stuff's gonna be a little bit tedious, so I'm just gonna time lapse this. We got all this number 1 to go through. Before I strip that aluminum, I'll strip them nuggets of number 2, and whatever number 2 wire needs to be stripped, get a little bit of number 2 in the bucket to start with. Yeah, we should be at least, by the time we strip all this that's here, we should be up around $3,000, I hope. So that only leaves $2,500, $2,000 or whatever, wherever we're at. And if we go through everything that's in that trailer, I think we can easily get that. Might be a long night, but we got the engine whisperer over here. Hey man, you want some gloves? Come on, dude. All right, man, we have about a half a barrel. I kind of packed that down in there say between like 150 and 200, maybe like 175. I don't know. That might be 200. I doubt it though. I wish it was. We got some big, thick number 2 here. We got to get off of this thing. And then there's a bunch of this little straggly number 2, and under here there's a bunch of number 2. And then we have this here. This is all off of generator stuff, so I'm gonna run that real quick. Start getting a little number 2 in the bucket.
Just tear it off.
That's going to be it for the copper wire we're stripping. Oh,
This stuff is sharp, man.
I'll throw that in with the bright and shiny, man. So we're going to clean this up. That little bit of wire back there is going to go in with the number 1 insulate. I'll pull the wire out of this. This whole thing here is going to go with the number 2 insulated. I'll get that weighed up and add to our total. As soon as we're done cleaning that and clean the table off real good, I'm just gonna run this real quick. This will go really fast. And then that's it. We'll be done for stripping wire. We'll get a weigh on this. I'm hoping all this will bring us up to about $3,000. And then we gotta hustle and get into that, get into the trailer, get them transformers out here. That's gonna be our next quick, easy money. And then tons of cast. We're gonna have a pile of cast aluminum. Hopefully we can blow through that pretty quick. A lot of it's clean. We just gotta kind of touch it up a little bit. And then we can get onto this table here. I'll put the stator wrecker, I'll put the pump on the stator wrecker. And we'll go through them, those compressors, and hopefully be up around 55, 5,000, 55, something like that. We should be able to get it. I mean, there's enough material here. It's just, do I have enough energy to go through it tonight? All right, we are just about done with all the wire. We got a little number 2. I don't know, maybe 15, 20 pounds, not much. This is the last of the wire. And then I'll weigh this up and then we'll see where we're at. I think between this and that, we should be knocking on about 3 grand, I'm hoping. And then I think we can easily pull another 2,500 out of that trailer. So let's get this, I got this aluminum. I went ahead and cut it, see how this stuff is stripping. All right, that stripped pretty easy. Gotta be careful I don't get caught by a needle. I'm gonna get this in a bin real quick and we'll weigh this up, see where we're at, and then see how much more we got to do tonight. Probably a lot. We're probably gonna have to empty that trailer out. So still got a long ways to go, but we're well on I'm pretty sure we're halfway there. So I'm stoked about that. Look at that raccoon out there, man. He out there probably fighting with them cats. All right, that's our number 2 copper. That's our aluminum. We had like 24 pounds, I think, -6, and then 27 pounds -6. So now, let's get the real money weighed up. hard driving this forklift with one hand. Man, that barrel clamp is like the best thing ever. Okay, moment of truth. Ooh, we did good. I said what, 170 to 200? 229. Minus 27. So we're at like 201, or I'm sorry, 202. So that brings us, we're probably knocking on 3,000. Let me add this up. And we'll see where we're at. That's perfect, man. That's kind of exactly what I thought it was going to be. All right, man, here we go. This is what we got processed for today, or as of now, is $3,081.14, and that is just in wire. We haven't even begun to touch the aluminum or get in any transformer copper or any of that stuff. So I'm actually going to take a break, finish the rest of my public sub, and then we're going to get right back out here and start tearing into that. Now, once I get into there and start pulling out that aluminum, it's kind of going to go quick because some of that stuff is like halfway taken apart, so it's just kind of a quick cleanup. Some of it's going to need to be completely taken apart, but I've done all that stuff hundreds and hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. So I will blow through that pretty quick. And I'm pretty confident by tomorrow, I'm probably going to leave here somewhere around 12 tomorrow. I might have to pull an all-nighter. But I'm pretty sure we can probably pull another 2,500 bucks. I already got a bunch of stuff ready to go. We just need to kind of add it to the pile. But hey, for now, we're sitting all right. I'm happy with $3,000 for the amount of work I did today. So it did get dark on us, but the good thing is it's been kind of raining and overcast all day, so there's a nice cool breeze coming through the shop, man. I like that. So that's going to be it for this video. You're gonna have to stay tuned. I'm gonna make a part 2, and we'll get out here and get into that trailer and get some more of that sweet scrap money. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard.